Good day everyone. So now we're going to discuss about forensic examination of question signatures. First, learning objectives. At the end of this chapter, the students will be able to define the signature, enumerate the kinds of signature, explain the stroke structures of signature, define signature identification, enumerate the classification of suspect signature, enumerate the indication of non-genuineness of signature, enumerate the characteristics of genuineness signature, explain standards of comparison, enumerate the suggested steps in explanation of signature, and enumerate the methodologies of signature. So let's start. So what is a signature? By definition, a genuine signature is the personal mark of individual. It normally serves to indicate his or her acceptance of some agreement. Then take note guys na sa signature, wala dyan duha ka tao na magkaparehas sa signature. Na dyan ay kasi klaseng uniqueness and characteristics na naka-identify na ato dyan na siyang klase na signature. And so next is kinds of signature. So nato yung natawag na conventional. The signature which is readable in the form of letters, strokes are complete. So nato yung example yung nakabutang which is mabasa nato siya, which is Grace. So perma na siya sa isa ka tao na nag-indicate sa iyang name. So kay mabasa man siya, so mga tawag niya is conventional. Next is highly individualized. The signature which is more often not readable and has a series of ornamental strokes. So example kani, kaya siya na signature, di na siya na readable, na siya mga unique strokes na nag-indicate na iyahan ng klase na signature. So kaya di naman siya mabasa, mga siya ang ginatawag na highly individualized. So ito sab, pag mabasa gani siya, naka-indicate na words na like example na ni Grace, mga tawag is conventional. Pag di siya mabasa, highly individualized. Next, stroke structures of signatures. So the stroke structure of signatures is the series of lines and design of letters that compose the individuality of signatures. So na ako gikuha diri, wala na siya sa libro, no? Kuha lang naman sa Google. First is stroke formation. How each line or curve in the signature is created. So example na is kanang tayo ka na ako. Sa akong signature is ang G, smooth kinako ang G and rounded. Then ang mga gakopya na, di kaya na nila mga kopya kasi siyempre ano lang man kaya na forger naman na sila, so di kaya na nila makopy ang pagka smooth sa letter G na pagsulat. And next is stroke direction. So the direction the pen moves when writing up, down, left, and right. Example na letter L, tayo ako magsulat ko letter L, paana ako magsugod ko sa taas, pababa. So ang forger abi na di na niya makopya na yung anang klaseng pagsulat sa letter L, basta yung pagklase pagkopya ko na niya masugod siya sa baba, so pa right then up. So mo siya stroke direction. So ginatanawin na siya sa mga ga-examine aning mga signature. Third is stroke sequence or order, meaning the order in which strokes are written. Example, writing letter T, we're doing the vertical line first, so pababa, ay pasaka, vertical, then cross ang sunod. Then ang fake one or forger, kay mabali na nila, maduna na reverse. So unahon nila ng line, straight line na tawag vertical, isa ka ng straight line na paano pahigda ba, then last nila na pa vertical. Last is speed and rhyme. So how fast the natural signature is written. So example is siyempre kung kita na signature na to, paspas mo dyan ka nagsulat ka ng anong nilkay ba kay ato ama na, so paspas na smooth, wala yung mga tremor, wala yung mga blank stop or blank kanang mga pundo ng mga ink na makita na to na yung fake kay magduduha pa na sila di siya smooth na makita na itong tremor, tapos Pud na siya mga pen lift kay lagi di nila kabalo kung sa sumpay lahat ng praktisan sa di na kayo na siya matawag na smooth signature ang ilahang gibuhat. And that's all. Thank you.
And good evening everyone, I'm Justin Caledran A. Logroño and I'll be reporting the signature and identification. So what is signature identification? It is a focusing on examine a person writing style. Even though signatures may look different from normal handwriting, they still contains a unique characteristic like first, writing speed. So a writing speed. This refers to how fast or slow the person writes their signature. So, a genuine signature is usually written quickly and smoothly, and the fake ones are a bit slower and trying to copy it. And slower. So next is pen pressure. So pen pressure is the amount of force applied while writing. So, in a real signature, in a genuine one, the pen pressure is normal and consistent, while the forged one or the fake one is too light or too some heavy in some part. Like they're trying to forge something, like they're not confident enough. Next is the stroke formation. Stroke formation is how the letters and the lines are formed. And a example for that is a genuine signature has a natural and familiar strokes. Yeah. And the fake one or forged one are awkward and inconsistent shape. Next is the overflow. Overflow is the smoothness and the continuity of the signature. The real signature looks smooth, continuous, and effortless. And that's all. Overflow. Next is the classification of the suspect signatures. So the suspect signatures means grouping questioned signatures based on how they were made or altered. This may help experts understand if a signature is real or forged or fake, and what method has been used. So example, a simple forgery. So in a simple forgery, it is usually the easiest to detect because it doesn't match the real style of the signature. Like sulat lang ka lahi mong handwriting niya. Lahi po diyang handwriting niya. I-copy nimo imong sulat lang kasi yung pangalan para magka-signature. Sulat lang ng signature nimo niya. Di mo simple handwriting. Mo lang ang simple forgery. Next is the forgery of a fictitious person. So, used to create fake identity or documents. Example of it na using a name that doesn't exist. Example kay ako nadakpan kog curfew. Unya ang gibutang nako na kuan dito pangalan kay kuan kang Juan de la Cruz. Unya pangalan din ako na Logroño, gipabrahan po nako. So mo na ang forgery of the fictitious person. So next is trace forgery. A copying signature by tracing. So kabalo naman tatanan sa trace no. Gihimo gyud nato na sa lab. So, then ako na further explain kay kabalo na tana. Same as the simulated forgery. Simulated tries to copy real signature by hand without tracing. So, minsan pag forge imong signature means na lack of smoothness of flow and natural hand movement muna siya. A disguised signature. The real writer changes their own signature. So, example na kay ang tao is nasa lay ganahan permahan pero di sila muamin na nasa lagi permahan. Like ko, sign kog document na Permahan ako. Unya, pangutanon ko na nya dili match akong perma ba. Muna disguise signature. Next is kuan. Indication of forgery. So, what is indication of forgery? Indication of forgery are the signs or clues that shows the signature might be fake. This helps the expert determine if a signature was written naturally by a person. So, first is the blunt start and stop. This happens when the beginning or ending of the strokes looks like a natural. And ang mailhan ni is tinoda ni kay smooth lang siya from the start to the ending. Smoothly lang siya pagsulat. Nya fake one ani kay abrupt unya brag ka force ba ga lack siya confidence mga ngano na ingana na pangit-pangit na. Next is thin lip and hesitation. This is when the writer lips the pen too often or pauses while writing. So ang genuine sa signature na ingana pag hibalan kay pen lip na ang smooth kay kuan genuine siya, di good uban genuine kinawi praise. Smooth lang na siya, continuous ang pagsulat. Ang fake kay broken nya nagdaghag pause nya murag ang person ba kay copy ba murag di siya confidence yang ginasulat ba. Una. Next is tremor. So tremor means shaky or wavy lines. Dali na tremor ba pag murag nakulbaan ba. Na. Speed and pressure I mean. This refers to how fast the signature is written and how hard the pen is pressed. So, ang normal dyan is natural speed and consistent the pressure. Unya, pag fake, I mean fake is murag kakuan siya kanang slower and uneven pressure kanang dako gamay ang pagka line pag nakulbaan siya ba di siya confidence sa pagsulat. Next is patching. So patching is when the writers goes back to fix or retouch part of the signature. So shows correction of retracing of the signature. So pag ingana dyan perma na patching usually means forge. Ingano because the real signature are usually written in one smooth motion. So that's all.
So, good day everyone. I am Christine Joy A. La Chica and I'll be discussing the characteristic of genuine signature. So, the first one is degree skills. Ang degree skills is mo na siya ang genuine signatures nga naga-show og natural writing ability. Even ang handwriting nimo is dili perfect, makita Japon ang smoothness or smooth connections o ang natural ending stroke. So, the second one is firmness of stroke. So, ang firmness of stroke is mo na siya ang real signatures nga naay steady lines o there are no unnecessary pauses or pen stop. Only lang siya mahitabo if sa natural places. Then, the third one is habitual spread writing. Ang writing is na siya consistent nga speed. Even ang person musulat og hinay ang movement, mag-remain gyapon basta dili lang siya kanang force nga pagkasulat. Remains gyapon ang iyang ka-steady. Sunod is pattern of shading and pen emphasis. So, mana siya ang upward stroke are usually smoother siya than ang downward stroke. Mo na siya ang naga-appear siya og heavier ba. This mo po na siya ang naga-shows og natural hand movement. So, ang upward stroke ay usually smoother man no. Then while ang downward stroke ay kuan siya heavier. Tapos ang sunod is presence of natural variations. So mo na siya ang two signature. 'Di ba sa signature na to is bisag ikaduhaon na to kay dili jud siya the same. Na siya small differences. Normal lang na siya. But ang overall niya is ang overall style niya is naga-remain Japon siya nga consistent. Last ay sunod is coordination, continuity, and rhythm. Mo na siya ang mo na siya ang ang signature kay flows niya smoothly. The stroke are connected siya sa naga-show siya og balance writing the rhythm. Tapos lastly is carelessness. Mo po na siya ang sign of genuineness. Mo na siya ang real signature na may small mga imperfection because ang writing man good is naturally dili siya dili siya kanang carefully copy good. So ang genuine signature naga-show siya og natural movement, tapos na siya consistency og small variation. Tapos mo na maka-help ang mga experts para ma-determine if ang signature ba is real or forged. So proceed ta sa second nako nga standards of comparison. So, ang second topic nako is ang standard of comparison. So, ang ideal exemplar kay na siya same words, style og pen og paper, same paper siya, tapos written siya around the same time, tapos repeated iyang mga samples, tapos ang authenticity niya must be proven genuine in court. Tapos, unsaon pag-prove, kailangan ang writer mag-admit nga siya nagsulat o ang witness nakakita nga siya nagsulat Tapos, ang kuan is pwede siya mag-request og kanang sample. Requested siya sample nga handwritten sa isa ka person. Tapos, noon po nga handwritten. So, ang standard of comparison are used siya to check if ang signature is real. The best example is one is very similar like kato akong mga gi-discuss ganina. Same word, same pen, same time, same sample, o must only be proven in court. Yeah, this can be done if ang sa masongging yun ingon ganina, writer admits it, witness saw it, requested samples, known handwriting. Sunod is ang type sa standards. So ang non-requested, two types, which is ang non-requested o requested. So, mag-una ta sa non-requested. So, ang nasa non-requested is written siya normally without knowing ba nga i-check good siya like katong mga karaan niya nga gipang sulat mo to pwede to ma-check og more natural, dili fake kanang wala siya kabalo bang i-check day na siya nga papel para natural lang niya pagsulat, dili ka nang pinugos good or yang pagwapo-gapuhon. So, ang example na old letters, mga school notes, or kanang mga take note niya, mo na. So, sa requested naman is, pwede mag-request ang mag-check if asya sa suspect nga mangayo siya samples like dictated handwriting sample, mangayo siya kanang ipasulat niya on the spot if kanang natural Japon niya nga kuan ba para ma-compare niya if it is fake or it is kanang natural. So ang important is are those mga similar question documents, the sample must be real and proven authentic.
So, I will be discussing the methodology of forgery. So, first is the non-genuine signature handwritten. So, it is a signature written by someone else, not the real owner. It usually shows signs like slow, shaky, and unnatural kay nag-struggle siya due to tension, fear na mamali, and lack of skill because the writer is not used to it. So next is the spurious signature or the simple forgery. So kani siya, the person does not copy the real signature. They just write their own style of writing, so dali ra siya ma-detect because it does not match the real signature. So next is the simulation or the simulated forgery. So kani siya is the person tries to copy the real signature by looking at it. So it may look similar but it shows hesitations and lack of natural flow because dili niya ni habit nga writing kay gikopya ra man niya. So next is the tracing or the traced forgery. So it is when a signature is copied by tracing over it. It may look accurate but ang lines are not smooth and look and ang look niya kay unnatural kay tungod gitrace raman niya and dili niya ang iyahang natural writing. So next is ang transmitted light tracing. So isa ni siya sa mga method sa traced forgery. It is uses light to trace signature underneath the paper, so ang result looks guided but not naturally written. So next is the carbon medium tracing, one of the methods of traced forgery Japanese siya. So ang carbon paper is used to transfer the outline of the signature, so it leaves the carbon marks under the writing. So next is pressure indented tracing, also one of the methods of traced forgery. So the forger presses harder to leave indentions on the paper, then adds link after, so the marks are detected using mga special light, especially the oblique light, the side lighting. So next is ang tracing paper techniques. So kani siya kay alternative ni siya sa carbon paper. So tracing paper is used to copy and i-transfer ang signature outline. It may leave visible marks or similarities. It's because of the graphite of the pencil that is being used sa likod sa tracing paper after rubbing it to the outline and traced it after. So I have here on how to use the tracing paper. So first is the trace niya ang outline sa mismo nga real or genuine nga document. And then after ana niya nga ma-traced ang outline sa likod ana sa tracing paper kay i-rub niya ang mga outline using pencil, i-rub niya para maka-leave siya og graphite. And then after ana kay ibaliktad na pud nimo sa atubangan and then ibutang sa imuhang katong fraud nga document or sa imuhang another document and then trace it after. Ana niya is sa katong another document or sa imong fraud nga document kay nilakra na dito ang imuhang gi-traced using tracing paper. So ingana paggamit sa tracing paper. So para mas accurate siya, mas same jud siya sa real or genuine nga document kay ano na pud nimo siya og pen para mas accurate ug legit jud siya tan-awon nga document. So next is auto forgery. So this happens when a person intentionally change their own signature to deny it on purpose. So it looks similar but has unusual differences. For example, nangutang ka and then nag-promissory note ka nga mobayad ka inig ka pitsa 15 pero pag-abot sa pitsa 15 wala ka nagbayad, kabalo ka sa imong self before ka nag-promissory note nga di ka kabayad ana. So nagbuat-buat kag promissory note para makautang lang ka and then tong gipaningil na ka niingon ka nga dili na imuhang perma kay nalahi ang uban letters sa imuhang real or genuine signature nga giperma. So pareaning naa sa example, ang iyang J is pag-abot ang real signature niya is ang J is ingon ani tapos pag-abot sa iyang promissory note which is naka-auto forgery kay iyan ang gihimo og cursive. So ingon ana ang auto forgery. So next is ang transferred or transposed forgery. So a real signature is taken from one document and transferred to another. So it may look real but lacks of natural pen pressure. So it uses materials like wax paper or freezer paper and digital methods. So next is ang photocopy forgery. So a signature is copied and inserted to another document, so it shows signs including misalignment, uneven spacing, and poor quality. It's because gikatra nimo ang real signature niya gibalhin sa fraud document and then gigamitan og adhesive nga papilit, then gi photocopy para makita nga legit to imong gi na photocopy ug mura siya og real or genuine document. So next is ang desktop forgery. So this uses computer software to create or insert a fake signature. It may look clean but it's not actually handwritten. So diri na mo sulod ang electronic signature. So this is a digital signature made using devices or apps. So it is illegal if it is authorized, but it must be verified. So that's all. Thank you.